Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important concepts in OOPS, which is inheritance. As I have told you in the earlier videos that it's a part of the four pillars of OOPS. So you cannot imagine OOPS without this concept of inheritance. And this is very important to know because many concepts in OOPS are standing based on this inheritance. So if you don't know inheritance, you cannot explore the OOPS. So let's start the concept, the phenomenon inheritance. First of all, let's forget everything about this programming background and consider what do you mean by the term inheritance, or more specifically, inherit. Yes, in general sense, we say sometimes that some properties are inherited from your parents, like your skin tone, your voice, your height, weight, etc. So these properties can be inherited to you by from your parents. And similarly, your parents also inherit these properties from your grandparents. And your grandparents also inherit these properties from their parents. So like this inheritance goes from your generation, I mean your older generation to the newer generation, so to the earlier generation. Similarly, in OOPS concept, in object-oriented programming concept, some properties can be inherited from a class to the another class, and this concept is known as inheritance. So if you know inheritance in C++, so this will be very easy for you because the syntax is a little bit different, but the concept is same and the most of the syntax is same. Just a little bit syntax is different. But the matter is not only of the syntax, you have to understand the concept that is first of all. So the class which inherit the properties from another class, that class is called the subclass or child class because child inherit properties from the parents. And similarly, the class which gives the properties to the another class is called superclass or parent class. So if you consider the real world, consider the real scenario as I have told earlier, then obviously you don't need to remember the names manually. Automatically the names come to your mind. Because in general sense, the properties of child are inherited from the properties of parents. Similarly, in the object-oriented concept also, the class which inherits the properties from another class, the class is called subclass or child class, and the child class inherits property from the superclass or parent class. So this is all about the theoretical concept. Now we have to implement it in the code, or more specifically in the Java code. So for this, at first declare the structure of the parent class or superclass. Because without parent, a child cannot be born. Similarly, without the superclass, a subclass cannot be born. So under this class animal, okay, first of all, why are we considering the animal class as our parent class? Okay, consider the class animal. I mean, consider the term animal, consider the group animal, and under this animal, there are many groups like dogs, cats, elephant, tiger, etc. We consider all these groups, all the animals, as a class. So under the animals, there is many classes, many subclasses like tiger, a dog, cat, and so on. So animal, we can obviously take the animal as a parent class because all the other classes like an elephant, tiger, they are born. I mean, they are a part of the animal. So they can be subclass of the superclass animal. So that's why I am taking the term animal as our superclass or parent class. And under this parent class, we declare the properties or the methods which is common to all the animals, such as all animals have legs and all animals have eyes. So these properties are common to all the animals. So that's why we can declare the properties in the superclass. So let's take it like int I. I'm taking I as integer because int I means here the number of eyes they have, like this. Int, so generally this is 2. And next int length. And this obviously differs from animals to animal because all animals cannot have the same number of legs. So this is all about the properties. And we can also implement the methods also, like walk. All animals can walk. So we can declare a function called walk, and under this we are um, printing a statement like I can walk, because walking is common to all the animals. So we don't need to declare this work function under all the classes manually. So this reduces your time. This makes our code more readable, more compact. So this is why inheritance is too much important. So like this, there can be many methods, many properties. I am stopping at this. So next I have to declare another class which is subclass. Suppose this is dog, because dog is part of animal. So this is dog. And for inheriting properties from a class, we have to use a keyword, which is extends. And from which class it is inheriting? The class animal. So simply write the name animal. So be careful about the case, because here the animal in the animal like A is capital, so you have to use the same case here. So this is the animal, and the class dog extends animal means the class dog can inherit properties, inherits all these properties like eye, leg, and all these methods like walk from the class animal. And under this, we declare the properties of the methods which makes a class different from the members, or I mean different from the subclass, other subclasses of that superclass. I mean the properties of dog, which is different from other animals, like they can bark. So this is the different properties. Yes, the animals can make sound, but the sound of the dog is bark. So bark is related to only dog. We cannot say the tiger is barking. We cannot say the cat is barking like this. So bark is a property which is only for the class dog. So under this class dog, we declare the method which is bark. And here also I am printing a statement that I can bark. Similarly, you can use the properties, I mean the variables here also. If you work, same. So this is all about the definition of classes. Now we have to create the objects of that class. So dog D, new dog. And when we create the object of the class dog, automatically the object D can access all the properties of the class animal. Okay, so we can obviously print the, okay, we can obviously access the leg. Suppose we use this 4 because dog has 4 legs, and if you wish, you can also print this. So let's execute Java day6.java, and I can, but okay, I forgot to close the quotation. So the 4 is printed here. So we can ensure that for this code, the object of the class dog can access the properties of animals automatically. But what happens if we don't use this extends animal? We are simply create another class dog. Let's see what happens. Yes, cannot find symbol leg, because dog has not any type of reference to the properties of animals. So this code will not work, but we'll make our code correct again by extend animal. Okay. Similarly, we can also use the properties, I mean also use the functions or methods like work, and automatically we can access the work because work is the one property of dog. It is not accessible to other animals. So d dot work, and if we execute it, we can see the character. I can walk, I can walk. So this is the the basic syntax of inheritance. This is looking very simple now, but when we move further, forward, we can see the complex syntax. And for your information, the inheritance is of several types like single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. We'll cover it one by one, but for now, we can understand the single inheritance concept. Because in the single inheritance, a class is a class is inheriting properties from a single class. A single class is inheriting properties from a single class. To be more specific, I mean at the both level, the parent and child, at the both level, only one class is associated. So that we can call it as single inheritance. And this is the example of single inheritance because the class animal and the class dog both are the single class, and there is only one parent class which is animal, and there is only one child class which is dog. So obviously this is an example of single inheritance. Okay, I hope you have understood today's video. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.